Hi, my name is Matt Lerner. This is my usability review of the HUDway Drive for Phase 4 of my senior capstone project. The HUDway Drive is a heads-up display made for vehicles, and its function allows drivers to keep their eyes on the road at all times rather than on their dashboard. It's made by the company HUDway, and this is the second version that they've made. So the features that HUDway claims that the Drive has are navigation through the car's GPS, as well as through the user's phone to give accurate navigation and include the use of more customization. There's also hazard detection with the device, and the Drive is able to connect with your car's collision sensors and give visual indications to the hazards on the road. The company claims that the Drive is able to keep you connected to your important information with minimal distractions, and they also say that the Drive is easy to use and easy to install on any vehicle. The reason why this is so important is that HUDway is keeping drivers safer and making sure they have the information they need to be able to do this. Using a heads-up display allows drivers to focus on the road rather than the dash. By providing additional information, drivers are able to react quicker to hazardous situations. So, while looking at the usability analysis, it's important to take a closer look at these claims that HUDway makes. The Drive system is incredible, but we have to make sure we test it to see how usable it truly is. By testing the claims, we're able to determine how accurate they are, and we're able to make changes in order to improve the product overall for the user. So by using Nielsen's heuristic evaluation, these are general principles to determine specific usability rules for a given product. By checking if the Drive passes all of these tests, we can determine how usable the actual product is. Unfortunately, in the case of the HUDway Drive, it failed 3 of the 10 tests. The standards were not up to par, the error prevention was lackluster, and the user help, unfortunately, just doesn't exist yet due to the fact that this is such a new product. While performing a cognitive walkthrough, we were able to identify the usability of the product through having participants complete a task. The participants included an expert and a novice. The expert was someone who worked on cars regularly, and the novice was your average person. The task that they were given was to install the device, set it up, and then use the navigation and hazard detection while on a drive. It was found that for both users, installation was easy. The setup needed a little bit of work, just so they could have more customization, and while using the Drive, it was not able to accurately recognize hazards and give enough information to the drivers of where the hazards were coming from. So the results, based on the heuristics evaluation, there needs to be a better user interface from the app point of view, as well as the actual screen of the HUDway, that would allow users to understand the product more. The cognitive walkthrough showed that with a better indication of where hazards are coming from, they would have more information to react quicker to hazardous conditions on the road. The navigation also needs a little bit of tweaking because you're not sure when you're actually in this navigation mode until you start your drive. Based upon the usability analysis, it's found that changes need to be made in order to make this the best product and optimize the user experience. So the proposed changes, based upon the findings of the usability assessment, HUDway needs to implement a better user experience and more information about where the hazards are on the road. With this information, the changes I'm proposing are indicators to allow the users to know what mode they're actually in, and give an arrow indication to allow drivers to know where hazards are coming from on the road. So looking at the heuristics, standardizing the app and settings is very important. The included app that HUDway makes is a very solid app and user-friendly, but it should be able to access more information from the user's phone rather than just navigation. This way, there would be more customization for the user, and they would have a better overall driving experience. While users are first setting up the device, there needs to be an option for other languages and measurements other than US standards. This is due to the fact that HUDway makes this device for the whole world. So you want to make sure that it's not only in miles per hour and in English, but other languages and kilometers per hour as well. The app is good, but it needs more inclusion of customization for both the screen readout and the app itself, and this would overall improve user experience. So the hazard detection, which is the big selling point of this heads-up display, is where the system is lacking the most. So the visual indication for where hazards are coming from is quite simply a yellow arrow that gives a visual, representation of the fact that there is a hazard in the road. By including a simple arrow, either left or right, underneath this triangle, drivers are able to understand where the hazards are coming from, and they're able to react more accurately to these situations. With the sensor, the system is able to interface with your vehicle through the use of an OBO2 sensor, which plugs in underneath your steering wheel. Very simple to use, but if your car does not have collision detectors on it, you're not able to use the hazard detection of the actual system. So if we add a external sensor that is able to interface through Bluetooth, such as your phone does with the system, it would allow us to reach a wider audience and allow for this amazing safety feature to be added onto all vehicles. Also, weather notifications would be very important. Through the use of weather apps, interacting with the user's phone once again, the system can present information regarding hazardous weather conditions, whether it be snow, rain, or other issues that would be presented on the road after the user starts driving. So the overall changes that I'm proposing are adding more user settings when first opening the actual system. This would allow for us to reach a wider audience and make the user experience much better. Giving buyers an option to add hazard sensors and collision sensors that they would be able to install on their vehicle would allow the best safety feature of this product to truly be used by anyone. And by making visual indicators of hazardous objects more apparent, the drivers would have more information to be able to drive safer. They would be able to react to situations quicker, and they would have an overall better drive due to the fact that they know they'll get there safely from these indications. This has been my presentation. Thank you for watching.